We thought you'd want to go right to the source and hear directly from Chargers Special Counsel Mark Fabiani. He is live on the phone with us right now, and he has been listening to everything you have heard in the last 6 minutes.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Mark. I want to ask you, have the Chargers and Raiders been working on this stadium plan? Some reports say 9 months, and if so, why not tell the mayor before yesterday?
Well, we've been very clear with everyone. You can look at our statements over the last several months that we were exploring all of our options, that we had to keep all of our options open in the event that we couldn't do something in San Diego. The 9-month number is not exactly accurate. We really ramped up our efforts after January 1st when Stan Kroenke announced that he was going to build a stadium in Inglewood. That's what really caused us to go out and hire the architect we hired. We acquired the land only within the last end of January, early February, and the deal with the Raiders was only cut within the last couple of days. So,
Mark,
clearly we've been monitoring Los Angeles for a while, but the intensive work on this particular project really has happened in the last 2 months.
Mark, with all due respect, if we're talking about a deal that could be well over $1.5 billion, you don't put something like that together in 6 weeks. You guys have obviously been discussing this in some form for much longer than that. These things don't just happen in a matter of a few weeks. It's too big a deal.
Well, of course we understand how the financing works. We've been working with Goldman Sachs, the investment banking firm, for many years. So putting together the financing plan in a market like Los Angeles is pretty simple because it's based on selling a great deal of preferred seat licenses. With respect to the design of the stadium, though, we only began interviewing architects at the beginning of January. Our old architect had a conflict of interest, so we had to start from scratch. And beyond that, the land was not purchased until the end of January.
What can the Chargers do to? What can the city, do, or the county at large, to keep the Chargers from moving?
Well, it's the same thing that could have happened over the last 13 years. You know, we've spent $15 million. We've delivered 9 separate proposals over that period of time. None of them has been acceptable. What we need to find is a proposal that's acceptable to the mayor, acceptable to the city council, that works for the Chargers of the NFL, and that enables something to go on the ballot that could actually be voted for.
So
people would
Mark,
actually support.
So, Mark, are you saying here now that there's certainly a lot of room here that San Diego could come up with a viable plan that could keep the Chargers here, and that if it does go to the ballot, that you're willing to wait till November next year?
Well, if it's something that we think can pass, you know, one of the things we're afraid of course, is that in order to provide himself political cover, the mayor is going to propose something that might look good on a piece of paper but has no chance of actually passing. You know, the mayor and his allies were the same ones that tried this phony baloney convention center tax, which got struck down by the courts, but it wasted 4 years of time and millions of dollars. We don't have that kind of time to sit around and try out some kind of scheme. We need a real plan that could really get the approval of the voters, not something that's just that looks good on a piece of paper. And it remains to be seen whether the city can get behind something like that.
Yeah. One final question, Mark. Is Dean Spanos going to go ahead with his meeting with Mayor Faulkner?
Oh, absolutely. We offered to do that earlier in the week. I reiterated that last night to the mayor's aide when I communicated with her, and absolutely, we're happy to have the meeting. We're happy to continue working with the task force. I've been communicating with individual members of the task force last night and this morning, and we're going to continue to do whatever we can to help them in their process.
All right, Mark Fabiani, thank you for spending a few minutes with us. I know the rhetoric's getting pretty heated, and things are going to keep moving pretty quickly now. We appreciate the time.